I'm a computer engineer, and I've been working on Django for a couple of months. And let me share my screen. You see my screen, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so I've been working on reflecting the chatbot, which is for Carrie, to make it as a UI. And this is the chatbot we have. It has a couple of skills. So if you download the Carrie package, you can use just the Carrie skills like in general. But here I chose the skills like parallel bot for movies, base bot, glossary bot, pattern bot. So here you can ask the bot question like Disney, let's say Disney movie. We choose the parallel bot. Hit enter, you will receive an answer from the bot, and all this AI and machine learning works. It's by Hubson team, and I only works on the Django stuff. We have also the Eliza bot, sorry, which is a medical bot. Like I have a pain. Let's see answer. So it return with answer. Can you elaborate on that? And I record everything on the database. Then I reflect it here on the application. And I'm gonna give, where is the slide? It's over here. So the hierarchy structure for this website, it's Carry site, which is Django, and Carry folder, which has the skills and the data, which is being trained. Here is the wireframe for the application, for the website. I will share this presentation, so I will move so fast. Here I'm creating the Carry app, which is just taking the request passed from the user and then send it back to the bot and return with the answer. And here is for Carry pass for the blog that I made. And here for user, if you want to log in or you want to have a profile and have your own blog. Here is like the difficulties that I face while learning and working on Django. Most of the time and difficulty is on ViewPy. It took me a time to deploy it on AWS, but it is not that difficult. Django template, it's kind of hard, and it took me time because I'm new to HTML. I used to work on Python only, so it takes me time. So here I added some links. If you click here, you will have some links, which is helpful links for learning Django. Okay, so I made this concept, which is a circle concept for learning Django. Is just made it easy for me to understand the concept. And for anyone new or beginner to Django, if he understands this concept, it will be so easy for him from that to go in advance. So the first thing is the HTTP response. Let's say you are on your web browser, you write the local host with an empty URL. You will go to URLs by with the function, we name it view, then it will go to the view with the function that return HTTP response. And then on the web browser, we will receive a response as a hello world. So the first concept is HTTP response, view function, URL, view function, and response. Second one, which is the rendering HTML. So we are not repeating ourselves by writing HTML tags inside the view function. So web browser, URLs with a function, then you write a function on a ViewPy using the render with a new HTML files. I use here greeting for receiving the request from the dictionary here from the context, and of course, receive a response as a hello world. The third one, it's the basic for database. So we use a model spy file to to create a tables for our database. Then we use the web browser, of course, to URL. We have a function, and the function sends us to the view, which is inside the function, and then we will render the HTML with the object that we have from the database.
So that board is a table in your database.
Exactly, it's over here, the class board, which
and
is
it's over there on your views under objects.all. Is that?
That's correct. So we have a title, we have a name, we have a text, and it's over here. This is the URL. Send me to the view board, which is the function here. The function here will return the board, which is for board and boards. I'm just iterating through that object, and I will turn only board. It's just a simple and easy steps. Here, it's if you want to post something, like you want to add something to the database, so you have a web browser, you work on it, you hit a link, a URL, you will go to home menu, let's say with a function called view, let's say. So here I'm using the raw HTML form, which is I'm saying, okay, so title, it's equal to board object create. The request.post that I take from the HTML, which name is title or name is text or whatever I named it inside the HTML. And of course, then the website. The last one, which is using the forms, and instead of using the raw HTML, which is create a form inside the form pie, using create a new one, which is like board form inherited from the forms from Django, and then write the link on the URL, then go to the URLs with a new function. The new function will take you to the form that you inherited from the Django forms, and of course you will insert your information. The challenge I faced while I was importing models from the Caribot to the Django level, which is I'm working on the manage.py level, and I have to import a function which is on the folder different than the manage.py levels. So the solution that I found is to add init.py, so Python will understand that this is a package. Then I have to add import syspath append. I add this on the setting.py. That means I'm appending that level of the work of the base dir. Sorry guys. The other challenge that I face, this one was on the what's called the Linux server on the AWS. It's for taking permission from like creating or modifying some folders, and I found the solution was using the sudo shown sudo shmod and give a permission to that folder to use it, like to modify that folder.
That's because it's NLTK wants to be able to download some data and write it to that directory, and so it can't do that because the default for that AWS container is to not allow writing to that file. So you fixed it. Nice.
Thank you. And the deployment, I use the AWS Lightsail, which is so cheap. It's like $5 per a month with Linux Ubuntu and Apache 2. And of course, using Git for cloning the project. And I use Conda's environment, and I use FileZilla to transfer a data when I'm doing like some big change on the files for the Django. Rather than that, I'm using the Git. Under process right now, making the QI bot search in the database, and instead of like going to Wikipedia first and complete the REST API for all the database. I'm going to share the link for the chatbot website. And a big thanks for Hobson, who's been mentoring me and helped me all the time with my journey.